On Tuesday, June 18th, in my town, West Newton, in the Boston area, they're going to be playing a one-night-only movie. And here's the website for it. It's 911expertsspeakout.org. And it keeps doing this slideshow thing. So, it opened on May 22nd in Los Angeles. Got an introduction by Ed Asner, who was Mr. Grant. Oh, Mr. Grant! Boston. So then here's the tour dates. No. Come on, tour dates. Alright, tour dates, cities. San Diego, May 21st. Opening night, Beverly Hills, May 22nd. Portland, Oregon was May 22nd. Boston is June 19th. What day is today? Today's the 17th. Okay, so it's June 19th. Fuck, it's like almost the solstice. And when it says Boston, Mass, it means West Newton, in the Boston suburb of West Newton, which you can take the commuter rail from Boston, if you're in Boston, to get to West Newton. It stops right there in West Newton. Or, if you wanted to take the Green Line subway to Riverside, you'd have about a 2-mile walk from Riverside Station to West Newton. Or other people might actually drive a car or something. There it is, one night only. Here's this movie. So, let's go back to page back. So it says, blah, blah, blah. You can buy the thing on this website, which is 911expertsspeakout.org. It says, 6 months and hundreds of hours of editing. But, let's see, the addition of over 100 photos, probably new filming to a musical score that adds depth. I don't think the musical score has to add depth. All you need to do is give the facts. Supposedly this is supposed to be a movie, as far as I can tell, from the poster that I saw, and from this website. It's talking about basically, hopefully, just the scientific facts of how buildings actually fall. That if you hit a building from the side, are they designed to fall straight down, or are they more likely to topple over to the side? So here it says 40. Come on, stop the slideshow shit already. I'm trying to talk here. 40 whistleblowing experts present the evidence of controlled demolition at the World Trade Center on 9/11. Chemistry, physics, engineering, science, firefighting, controlled demolitions, explosives, electronics, psychology, architecture, fire protection, metallurgy. In other words, does a building fall straight down when it's hit from the side, for Christ's sake? And that's basically it. Now here's this thing doing this not world tour. It's doing this tour of 30 cities across the nation, across the United States. This full-length documentary from architects and engineers for 911 Truth features interviews with more than 40 highly qualified experts, high-rise architects, structural, fire protection, and chemical engineers, physicists, explosives experts, and controlled demolition technicians. These experts expose the fraudulent World Trade Center reports and present the explosive evidence for the controlled demolition of all 3 World Trade Center high-rises on 9/11. Included are those with psychological expertise who explain why confronting the truth about 911 can be so difficult for people and offer ways to reach out. 9/11 victims' family members are also seen supporting our call for a new World Trade Center investigation. Over 1,500 architects and engineers demand a real 9/11 investigation. Architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. 1500. So that's it. And here it is, this fucking movie that plays one night. I mean, they made the movie, they got it playing, but apparently they had to like pay their own way and like buy out the theater and or something, or rent the use of the theater for one night, rather than like any other fucking movie that's played at movie theaters, have them play it for several weeks or several months. Most ordinary movies are about nothing of any particular interest or necessity. It's a fucking stupid movie about some other fucking stupid man and a fucking stupid woman pretending to, falling in love because they're actors and actresses pretending to play these fucking roles, and you're supposed to be so entranced by this fucking story in this fucking movie, and that fucking movie will play at that fucking movie theater for weeks and weeks or months and months. But here's something that's like the most significant, pertinent information, presuming it's, what, do you think they're just making this shit up, making up all this shit because they're just a bunch of conspiracy nut liars who are making shit up? No, that's the whole point. They got experts. They got the people who are actually the people who design buildings, the people whose profession is to use demolition explosives to destroy buildings, to give their testimony, their expert testimony. But the movie, that's too much for the movie theaters to play something like that unless you rent the theater for one night only. So for one night only, 30 people in 30 cities around the country have an opportunity, if they happen to hear about this, if they happen to see a poster, and if they happen to have that night free, to go spend $10 and see this fucking movie. Or go see it online, and you're supposed to pay and buy the DVD thing online. Here, you can watch the trailer for free. You can watch a little bit of it. So let's do that. Here we go. Press the play button. There's just going to be all this bullshit about how people are psychologically, why people are willing to believe the bullshit lie about this whole transparent lie that buildings just fall like that without explosives.
There are lots of them. They can go on with these, speculate on that forever. What we really need to know is how those buildings came down.
World Trade Center 7 collapsed because of fire fueled by office furnace. It did not collapse from explosives or from fuel oil fire.
No, he didn't do that.
Scientific integrity is to undermine our democracy.
This is what NIST has done, denied and ignored crucial evidence.
The American people absolutely need the truth of 9/11.
More than 1,500 architects and engineers and 12,000 others, including many scientists, have signed a petition calling for a scientific investigation of the destruction of the Twin Towers and World Trade Center Building 7. The report, issued by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, referred to as NIST, was not valid science.
They're talking about a single columnar collapse or failure that resulted in a total collapse of the building.
Building number 7 descended in free fall for the first 100 feet, which means that there was absolutely no resistance to descent whatsoever.
So all of the columns really needed to be severed at the same time.
The symmetry is the smoking gun.
NIST has admitted it went into free fall for 8 stories.
You don't need to be an engineer or an architect to see what happens to those buildings.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a controlled demolition.
Circulate.
What I saw was a classic implosion. The center of the core, the penthouse area, starts to move first, and then the building follows along with it.
NIST excluded the document from FEMA, Appendix C, that documented the evidence of melting steel.
In an office fire, You cannot generate enough heat to melt steel.
There were these iron microspheres present in all of the dust samples. They needed to have been formed in extremely high temperatures.
All the characteristics of the microspheres, along with what I see in the attack of the beams that were actually found, tell me that thermite was involved in melting those steel beams.
In the dust, what we have found is a modern version of thermite, which we call nanothermite.
NIST concedes that they found no evidence for explosives. So then we asked them, well, did you look? And they said, no, we did not look for explosives or residues of explosives.
And in fact, the evidence is overwhelming that these red-grade pixels are very high temperature incendiaries.
And we have watched as scientific integrity has been undermined, scientific research politicized in an effort to advance predetermined ideological agendas.
If this is a crime, I think everybody agrees it's a crime. Evidence was removed from the scheme of the crime. You can't do science when you are deprived of the evidence and when your hypothesis is the least valid instead of the most likely. When the most likely hypothesis in the case of Building 7 wasn't even mentioned. This is not science.
Yep. Everything that was just said right there. You know, I've never seen any of those people before in my life. But I've been thinking all those things for the last 10 years. Ever since the day it happened. Ever since I heard that both of those buildings, the two towers, had fallen straight down. It just didn't add up. Doesn't make common sense. 10 years later, you know, you can see I'm not the only person, and they're not idiots that are. These are not idiots that are saying this. These are the experts. These are the people who actually have the expertise that I didn't have when I tried to engage anybody in a discussion of this. They'd say, well, what do you know? Are you an architect? Are you an expert? No, I'm not. I'm just a normal person that seems to just doesn't make any kind of natural sense to me that buildings fall straight down like that. And then when it turned out there was a third building that wasn't even hit by an airplane that also went straight down that day. It just doesn't. There's just the odds against it. It just seems impossible. And even as this woman said, you don't have to be an expert to know that this isn't the way things happen. This isn't the way things work. You don't have to be a ballistics expert to know that if you're hit by a bullet from the back of your head, it's not going to propel your head backwards. It's going to propel your head forward. And the fucked up thing about this is that they're going to be playing this movie for one night only. That this movie, which is probably the most significant movie that's been made in the last 50 fucking years, seriously, as far as its actual significance and implications, has to rent out a theater for one showing each in 30 cities instead of being shown for months, if not years. You know, think of all the movies that have shown for years. They've been, I don't know what they were, stupid shit like Last Tango in Paris or some shit like that. All those movies that show for years, or the Broadway plays that run for years. Cats. Oh, we have to see Cats. We have to see Les Miserables. But this movie shows for one night. Anyhow, June 19th, Tuesday in the Boston area in West Newton Cinema. I'll be there. Oh yeah, I'll be there. In my green maple suit, I'm preparing to shoot up the city. There'll be a rock show at the Concert Cabot, you got. Long hair at Madison Square, you got. Rootin' tootin' in West Newton. I'll be there. Oh yeah. The end.